Cakes. I am a sous chef. I started at it working here as a kitchen assistant, which is an assistant to the sous chef. I worked at that position for about 6 months. Then I moved on into a sous chef position, and I've been there ever since. I'm responsible for the meal. The upcoming meal tonight is my dinner meal, and I'll be responsible for getting that meal out. I'm doing some of the cooking for that meal. I also have an assistant until 4 o'clock, and they'll be doing some of the cooking. But then my job for the remainder of the evening will be to maintain that meal. I've been here 20 years, plan to work for a few more. And I enjoy trying to pass on what I know to future staff, people that are going to take my place. The old facility that we operate out of, it would seat about 145 people. And in our facility here, I think we seat around 300. There were times in the old facility we'd have a line of 200 people. Not everybody could eat at the same time. You will always be busy. You will always be busy, and you'll always be warm.
Demetrius Winston, facility specialist with the Facility Maintenance Division. I start my day off with the fire alarms by coming in the front gate to the ECP, and I pick up these printouts, okay? And each one of these has a code assigned to a smoke detector. The smoke detectors are like everybody's zip code. Everybody has a mailbox. And I start checking these first thing in the morning. Those are my first task. If I have a smoke detector that's in trouble, I need to go clean that, replace it, or service it. First of all, your job description is not even close to a layout of what's expected in the gold medal land. You have to just really tuck them in like an electrician does his cub and teach them everything, because there's a lot to do. Technicians are pretty tight. We stick together, thick or thin. Floods, snow, roof leaks, fire alarms going off, we respond. So, people first, property second. So, judo, weightlifting. Those are my favorites. We offer everything we can to the athletes, and us being part of the service group, we're always pushed to go above and beyond. And our outside folks that come in are pretty amazed when they get here and see how the dynamics work.
Fred Cerna, locksmith. Yeah, I do locks, keys, lights, I repair doors, whatever comes up, alarms. I've been doing carpenter, electrical, basic painter, everything. Well, in 1977, the city of Colorado Springs hired me, and I worked a year for them, and then 1978, the Olympic Committee hired me. Just a different jobs. It could be one day, it could be one thing, one day another day, different things. Like gymnastics. Because I'm pretty flexible. Sometimes somebody gets locked in a bedroom, I have to break the lock to open it up. Stuff like that. Don't get too excited. Whatever comes up, we have to get it done and go to the next job.
Terry Mormon. Well, I'm the Associate Director of Food and Nutrition Services here at the USOC, and I basically run the day-to-day operations and oversee the food services. In addition to that, I am the liaison for our corporate sponsors on in-kind products going to training centers or games-related business. Right now, the biggest piece of what I'm doing is preparing for Sochi. It's taken quite a long time to be able to orchestrate all of that. It's one of the biggest challenges we have at the moment. All the food going to Sochi has to be non-GMO, so it was quite a job sourcing all of that and getting all the certifications for that. How I first got started, I actually was hired as a chef. And in 60 days later, I was promoted to assistant manager, executive chef, began to organize the department, and I think it was 30 days later, I was running the whole operation. I've been doing it ever since. And to know that you had something to do with an athlete getting to a podium is very, very rewarding. You could actually put an athlete in a tent to sleep, but without good nutrition, there is no Olympic medal. Keep an attitude of gratitude. Focus on the mission and the goal that's in front of you. Don't get distracted with what's being said or maneuvered around you. Keep your heart right. Stay focused. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And believe that the best is yet to come.
Lonnie Pruitt. I'm the Assistant Services Supervisor. When I first come in, I check the freezer and number 9, we call it the refrigerator, and to see if they pulled a par for the juice and the coffee and the espresso and so on and so forth. They've changed considerably to let the athletes more or less select what they want to eat, but yet leaning toward more healthy type items. Most of their items are low fat, even the bakery items and so on and so forth. And they have substitutes that they use in place of butter or sugar and so on and so forth. I think watching the athletes at the Olympics and so on and so forth, watching them medal, rooting for them or whatever the case may be, because we fed them Apollo Ono sticks in my mind as being primary, the one that went to the Olympics and did so well and so on and so forth. So we've sort of got a bond with those guys or gals or whatever the case may be. And when we see them on TV at the Olympics or participating, it just does something for us.
David Bullock, Vehicle Services Manager. We continue to service vehicles through here. Got a fleet of about 60 vehicles locally. And then I assist with the other training centers if they have issues with vehicles or need new vehicles, however I can help them out. So, I first heard about the Olympic Training Center through an individual that I was purchasing food through from a restaurant I was working at here in town, Hungry Farmer, old establishment here in town. And he had alerted me to the fact that they were in search of a cook. And so, series of phone calls and one meeting, and ended up moving over here from the Hungry Farmer and taking one of the cooking positions in the dining hall. I'm going to have to steal a phrase from Air America. Anything, anywhere, anytime. It's hard to really describe all the changes. What I have seen is that we have taken something that was considered used up, worn out, and have transformed it into something that's going to continue into the future, serving our athletes and our country. Remain humble, never think too much of yourself, let other people do that for you.
First name, Dok Mai, and that's my Thai name, mean flower. And last name is Nowicki. I'm a grill chef. I run a fusion station, and the grill pretty much in front of the house is my job to make sure they have everything they needed. We all work together, and I direct them, hey guys, this is what we need, this is what I need you guys to help me. I love people, I love to cook. So that's how I got the job 20 years later. Michael Phelps, I've been working with him to little guys, teenagers, all the way through he's successful. And all those guys are really good to me every time they come. Hugs, miss, if I'm not here, they like, we miss you. You know what I tell them is take a while to learn our culture here because everybody have special need here, all different athletes. And I said, well, just give you some time, and I treat them like I want to be treated. Just like, you know what? I'm so happy to go to work, to see my athletes, coaches, you know, my co-worker. We are family here, you know, and that's what gets me going every day. Yes.
As a contributing member of the Olympic and Paralympic movement, I'd like to congratulate each of you for the many years of service as the team behind the team. I believe all of us here tonight realize that the most important thing in life is not the triumph, but the fight. And I think we've all had to fight through some things over these years. The essential thing, though, is not to have won, but to have fought well. And the good news is you're still standing and appreciated by all those who serve with you. Well done, and thank you.